Hello my lovelies, today I wanted to talk to you about some supplies that Arteza has sent me. They are just, they're so good. I think I might have found an alternative to my Tombow jewel brush pens. I've tested these out a little bit, but what I'm going to do is swatch them all. But the purpose of today's video really is to help you come up with a bullet journal theme. So what I'm going to do is swatch out all these different colours that I have in these different supplies and take you through them, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to use those to come up with as many bullet journal themes as you can possibly think of. So first of all we have oh, look at this. Look at this. It's a nice this is so sturdy. Okay, these are the Arteza.
You'll have to excuse me, I'm in my dressing gown because I'm a bit poorly. It's not shifted yet and I'm so cold, so I'm in my dressing gown. And also, I've got blue fingers because I tried some new nail varnish and when I took it off it stained my fingers, so sorry about my blue fingers.
So, these ones here are the 60 Everblend art markers, and it's got the different colours on here and the names and stuff. The bag itself has got one of these handle dealy things so that you can carry it. It's got these two click thingies and ready. Oh, look at them. So many colours. And these side bits here, you can open them, and this then opens out, and look at this, you can pull them out. I'm so excited. So first we have those ones, and I'm going to swatch those. Those were the 60 Everblend markers. The next ones we have are the Arteza In-conic pens, premium In-conic pens. They are triangular barreled water-based ink with a 0.4mm line. Oh, I love stationery. And then, ta-da! Look at them all. So these are all fine liners. Oh. And I'm going to be swatching these as well. And then finally, the ones that I have played with a little bit already that I am most excited about are these ones. These are Arteza, I want to say Twi Markers? I think it's Twi Markers. These are water-based, blendable, compact, ideal for watercolour techniques and journaling. And I think they're right about that. These are a 0.4mm and they are a brush tip, and they've got the other nibby bits on them. I'll show you in a minute. So like I said, first I'm going to swatch all these colours out. I'm going to be using my citrus journal from Citrus Book Bindery. I've got a review on this book. I shall link it in the description or up in that eye icon. This is the book that I use mostly for my patrons to do extra stuff in here, like extra spreads and those sort of things. I still use my bullet journal for other patron posts, but this is where I do all the sort of extra random stuff. I have made some little swatch pages. So we're going to start with the Arteza Everblend art markers. Now these ones, that's these ones here. These do bleed a little bit in the bullet journal, which is why I've put this on this page, because it'll come through on the back of this one and it won't matter. Then space for the In-conic markers and the Twi markers. And this page is where I'm going to show you how to come up with a bullet journal theme. So I'm going to start by swatching these colours. Right, so let's get going. I'll just quickly show you the nibs. So you've got this bullet nib and the chisel nib. Chisel nib thingy. I'm just trying to see if these... No, they don't go on the back, but never mind. So I'm going to start testing these, and we're going to see how bad the bleed through is. So we'll start with royal purple. So we have a look. Yeah, see, I knew it. Look at that. It's gone straight through. I really wish I could work my camera a little bit better and get the vibrancy of the colours to show, because they are really vibrant on the other ones. So we'll see what happens. And you see they've got the names on all the lids on both ends, which is handy. It's weird because this one here says it's neon pink. Now that's orange. That is orange. So I'm not sure where they got neon pink from, but that's okay. We'll carry on. Now these are a set of 60, so there's more in these than there are in the In-conic and the Twi Markers. But I'm most excited to show you the Twi Markers. I have had a play and I've fallen head over heels for them. I'm just swatching these colours in the order that they come in the case. I will say about these, they are very, very vibrant, which I love. Once I've swatched these on this paper, because I know it's not really meant for this paper, I will try them on another because I think it's only fair to give them a fair chance. Right, I'm getting hot now. I might have to take this dressing gown off. It'll probably go back on again in a minute. I've been getting hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. Once I've swatched this first line, I'm going to go back and have a quick look at the bleed through, see if they've all bled. I'm pretty sure they will have, but I'm going to double check. Apple green. So let's just have a little look here at the bleed through situation. Yeah, look at that, every single one. So don't use these in your bullet journal, kids. Of course, if you wanted to use these to create something and then put it on your bullet journal, you could do it on a separate piece and then just paste it into your bullet journal. I've never done that before, actually. I've got a weird thing about not wanting to bulk out my books too much, but actually it might make it a little bit more quirky and give it a little bit more of a personality. You also get a blender in here, but I'm not going to be using the blender. I'm not going to swatch that because obviously you won't see anything, but you do get a blender in there, so I'll try that out in a minute. Do you guys know it's International Sloth Day coming up this month? I think it's the 20th. See, look, this one says sage green. That's not green. That's like a grey. Some of the, well, I suppose it does come out slightly green on the thing. There is a green hue to it, so maybe they're not completely crazy. There we have all the colours for the Everblend art markers. This is the Arteza watercolour pad, and it's supposed to be good. Or I have a mixed media pad, but I think the watercolour pad is going to be good. So, in fact, I'm going to do it on the back of this one because I've already been playing with that one, and I don't want to waste paper. God, look at that. It's come through on every single colour. Even that really, really pale peach colour. So I'm going to have a look at the colours here and decide what colours I want to try and blend. And I'm going to use this chisel nib. I'm not sure how fast you're supposed to be with these. You do get some really flat coverage on this, which is nice. The colours dry really flat. Where's my blender? Blender. There you are. Let me see what happens if we try blending these. Whoa! It's like changed the orange to a different orange. I don't think it's particularly blending. It's changing the colour, but I wouldn't say that that's blending the colours. But I don't know, we'll give it a chance. It's always a good idea to swatch your pens because the nibs aren't always the lids of the pens aren't always sort of true colours. That one's pretty good though. Look at that. That's pretty accurate. Oh, I really, really like how flat these colours dry. I wonder if I can colour in a large surface area. Yeah, look at that. It's slightly streaky, but it's not too bad. Obviously, if you go over it, you're going to get some darker coverage. And I'm going to finish this rainbow off with something purpley. So yeah, I don't really think that these are particularly blending. But there we have it. There we have some colours. I really wish I could get it to pick it up properly. So we have swatched those. We'll get onto the In-conic pens. I could see myself using these as an alternative to black in my bullet journal for the actual, you know, when I'm writing things in, not just setting up the spread, but when I'm writing things in daily, these might be a good alternative to just a normal black pen. But we'll check it out first. It's not bleeding through. That's good. It's got quite a fine nib. Once I get to a darker colour, I will try it out on the that swatch spare sheet thingy to see how it writes. I will say I do love the range of colours that Arteza gives. They always give a really good range of colours. Arteza have sent me quite a few supplies now, and to be honest, I've never really been disappointed. They've not always been exactly what I'm looking for bullet journaling, but for other arty sort of things, they've been perfect. But yes, I could probably see myself using these. Say I did like with October, I did a full theme and I went for oranges and browns and yellows, which is what we've got here. I might use this instead of my black pens that I use. Let's write something. Oh, I feel under pressure now. What am I going to... Look how grey I look under this light. What is going on? Well, maybe I'm dying. At least. Now, I like it. I like the line width and I like how smooth it writes. But, I'm being picky here. I tend to hold my pen really, really close to the nib. Really close. And because it's got this sort of edge here, I could see that digging into my fingers, also digging into my weird little lumpy thing that I have, which could get quite painful. The actual barrel of it, because it's triangular, is quite comfy. Yeah, I think I might use these actually for writing in my bullet journal. I'm itching to get to the Twi markers to show you what they're like, because they're great. They probably have the least fancy packaging, but I think for people like us who bullet journal, I think they're going to be the most useful. Will it give the true colour if I zoom in a little bit? Nope. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Is anybody an expert on camera settings? Can anybody tell me what camera setting to put mine on so that it shows the true colours of things? Have a double check, see what's bleeding. Wow, it's not bled through at all, and I've kind of gone over the same spot a few times to get the colour to really come out so you can see it, but it's not coming through. So that is my swatching for the Everblend and the In-conic markers. In-conic? Yes, In-conic markers. What do you think? I love these colours. They are so bright. I wonder... Wait a second. I'm going to try using this light box. It's for people that have that suffer with SAD syndrome. It's like, ugh, dusty. It's for people that suffer with the seasonal something or other disorder. You tend to get a little bit more depressed in the winter months. And this light is supposed to mimic daylight pretty accurately, so hopefully it'll give me a more accurate colour. But we'll see, let's try it. Well, that is a little bit more accurate. I wonder if I can place this. Ah! Oh, that's not going to stay up there. See, that is more accurate. You should see me trying to hold this up. those colours are looking more accurate here. I'm going to zoom in so you can get a better view of these colours with this more natural lighting. See? So you can see a sort of better, still not as bright, but that's a better representation of what these colours really look like. Let's go wide again. So now we are going to get on to the ones that I've been excited about. Whoopah! The Twi Markers. So let's break these bad boys out. Ta-da! Hey look, it is for bullet journaling. They've got a little calendar on there. So I'm going to come in tighter and show you the nibs. We've got this sort of brush tip nib, and then we've got a really fine teeny point nib thingy. You can't even see it with this colour yellow. I'll show you in a minute with a darker colour. Oh, and they just lie down so smoothly. Look! Ah, yes! I like that. Oh, they're just really smooth. And what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to go over some of the writing with some different pens and see if it bleeds, because for me that's a biggie. Because sometimes I like to highlight things after I've already written them down. So we shall do a bleed test. Oh, who's coming to bother me? Ah! Jesus. It was a delivery. Okay. These neon colours are really neon. Look. Woohoo! Could use these instead of a highlighter. They do it all. Right. I really love that they give the colours names, and I also really like that it says it on the barrel, because I don't know if you saw one of my other videos, they had the like paint markers. I tried those and they didn't have the name of the colours on them, so it was difficult to find out which colour went to which swatch. These numbers that I've given them don't correlate to the pens in any way that Arteza has manufactured them. It's just that when we start doing the swatches for the themes, I don't want to have to write out the names again, so I've just numbered them for reference. Oh, honestly, these colours are so beautiful. That spearmint blue, oh, it's so lovely. I'm going to use the light box again in a minute once I've swatched all these to try and show you the true colours a little more accurately. But I'm just thinking of all the different ways I can use these colours in my bullet journal. Felicity, for being noisy. While I've got this fairly dark colour, I'm going to test it out on here for the line width and that sort of thing. Now this side of the pen, it kind of feels a little, you can see how tiny that nib is, it kind of feels a little scratchy and almost like the nib is going to fray if you put too much pressure on it, and I'm terrible for putting pressure on, but look, you can get quite a good line variation in these. Grey. I do like the grey tones that you get in here, the black and the the black cloudy grey and the concrete grey are very nice coloured greys for if you're going for a grayscale look. They're not too dark, they're not too light, they're just right, like the Goldilocks of colours. Ta-da! There we go. Right, so we have all our colours swatched there. I'm going to try and get the lighting to get these colours more accurately. These are the colours. They are lovely and bright. It goes down so smoothly. They feel really juicy. The pens feel really juicy. Let's get on to what we really wanted to find out, and that is how to come up with bullet journal themes. Now, you don't need to use Pinterest for this, but I have been because I think it's helpful. So on one of my boards, I've got like lots of colour theme schemes on here to give me some ideas of what colours look good together, because a lot of the time they place colours together that I wouldn't even think of. To me, they don't seem like they would go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the most accurate matches through this. Luckily, we've got lots of colours, so we should be able to find fairly accurate references, colours thingies, and then I'm going to recreate these swatches and put them together. Now, a lot of the time when we are bullet journaling, we like to highlight one line, right? So I want to see how well these form a line that fills one's proper square type box, and how easy it is to control in the line, because sometimes it can go out or in, or it's too thin or it's too thick. So let's have a look. Oh, it's not too bad. It doesn't fill the whole box up, so you can see the slight gap here. Because the tip is so fine, you can get a really nice point on the end of this. It's easy to fix. Okay, so that's my first of colour scheme swatch. So I'm going to get some more of these colours and make several different swatches, and then I shall come back to you. Okay, so I've got my swatches, my different colours. Please remember that these colours are not accurate with my camera lighting. They are more vibrant. I wish you could see how pretty they are. You can sort of see them a little bit better here, slightly better. So, once you've swatched the colours that you like, once you've got some colour schemes that you actually like, you can start brainstorming what these colours remind you of. So I'm going to go for the ones that speak to me most first. So these colours here, they sort of remind me of cupcakes and bunting and teacups and things like that. So then I would go back onto Pinterest and I'd type in cupcake doodles. Because once you put in doodles afterwards, it comes up with some really simple doodles. If they're still too complicated for you, you can always do trace them. I do have a video on how to trace things into your bullet journal. But here you can see you've got lots of really simple different little doodles and stuff, and then you would just use these colour schemes to make up your doodles. And like in here I've got some different, let's have a look here. So like here I've got some different spreads that I've designed, and I can use these spreads and then incorporate different colours. I've got some really simple ones, I've got some slightly more complicated ones and things like that. So I can use those to then create a setup for monthly, weekly, whatever you want, and use the colour schemes that I have created. And then that way I know what colours I want to use, I know what doodles I want to use, and you know, you can figure out your layouts and things, and then you've got a cohesive theme that you like because you've started with the colours that you like. So it's going to be visually pleasing anyway, even if your doodles aren't the best, if you're not a fan of how your doodles turn out, because the colours that you like are going to be in there, it's going to be much more pleasing to the eye. And also it's just fun to swatch different colours and try different things. You can go for a more minimalistic theme, so like here these sort of green and purpley colours kind of remind me of Christmas and maybe mermaids or even grapes. These are sort of feel to me more like maybe seaside colour themes, that sort of thing. Up here we've got some more sort of neutral tones, and they remind me of like mushrooms and forests and autumn and things like that. So, you know, once you've had a look at the colours that you've put together, you can start coming up with different ideas and then go back to Pinterest. Pinterest is brilliant for bullet journaling. Look up some different spread ideas on Pinterest and then look how you can incorporate the colours, the doodles and the spread sort of ideas all into one cohesive spread thing. So that's how I am going to be coming up with next month's theme. I'm not sure which colours to go for. I'm sort of bouncing between this one and this one here. I might go for sort of mushrooms and leafy things and berries with this one here because it is that sort of cold autumnal weather, and then I might save this one for December because I really like usually you get greens and reds and things like that, but actually I really like these greens and purples, so I will probably try that for Christmas. But now that I've found this way to come up with themes, I'm not worried about coming up with themes anymore because it doesn't take long to create these swatches with the help of Pinterest and then just brainstorm a little bit, and it's amazing how just simple colours can spark some inspiration for something. The other thing I'm thinking about doing, I don't know if anybody else has this, but everybody in my life sort of has a different colour. I can't explain it, a different colour and a different number. And I've tried to explain it to people before and they have no idea what I'm talking about. But like my mum would be the sage green and the emerald green and the orange and the marmalade orange. Those would be my mum's colours. Lee would probably be the royal purple and the violet and the indigo. My dad would be sapphire yellow and lemon yellow and neon green and apple green, and they all have different numbers. Like my mum's a number 9 for some reason, my dad's a number 8. I don't know what they mean or anything like that. It's just the colours that they are. I can't explain it, but I might make a spread that just have the colours of the people that I love in them at some point because I think that would be really nice. Yeah, if anybody knows what I'm talking about or has the same thing, let me know because I haven't found anybody else in my life that knows what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm just a bit crazy. Hopefully you enjoyed this and it's given you some ideas to create your own spreads, I would definitely, highly recommend the Arteza Twi Markers. These are going to be my go-to pens now, I think, more so than the Tombos. My last quick test is going to be to see if they smudge. So I'm going to try my Micron. Now I'm going to go over these with a sort of lightish colour because I want it to show through, and I'm going to see whether or not they smudge. So let's try let's go for peach. Here we go. Okay, the moment of truth. So the Micron, which is my new favourite pen to set everything up with. Please. Oh! I don't think that's smudged. Okay. My Uniball. There's an ever so slight smudging. You can see it. It's come off on the nib a little bit. Let's just clean that off. So a slight smudging with my Uniball. Usually everything smudges with the Uniball, so that's not bad. The Staedtler, yeah, we've got a lot of smudging with the Staedtler, so I won't be using my Staedtler with these. And then the Unipin. The Unipin's okay too. So with these ones, I think the pens I'm going to use most is the Micron, which is lucky because it's my favourite, and the Unipin. So I know it definitely works with those. I'll probably try some more pens when I get round to using them, but for now I know that these two work well with the Arteza Twi Markers. So that's what I am gonna do. So right, okay, I am going to finish this video here because I've been rambling for long enough. Like I say, I hope you found a little bit of inspiration from this idea of finding colours first. I shall leave the links to the products in the description from Arteza, and yeah, happy planning. I'll see you next time. Bye.